could ever predict we be doing the same shit. We say we do it for our baby, but we don't. We do it.
What is up, my fellow hip-hop heads and music lovers in general? My name is G-Vans and welcome back to my channel, where every Thursday I take a look at all the requests that are sent in by you guys in hopes that I will say some good things about them and in hopes that you will get me into some new music. This is now the second upload for today, the final review I gotta do today, so yeah, let's get right to it. Today's album was requested by Josh, by the homie Josh, the same person that requested the Nipsey Hussle album. So yeah, shout out to you once again, Josh. You know, thanks for the request. You actually have been requesting some good shit lately. So for the second upload, sorry, I'm going to be talking about the new album called Wildboy by the one and only Calboy. Calboy is very, I'm gonna get mixed up at some point. I'm gonna call Calboy Wildboy at some point in this video, and I hope I don't, because I'm gonna look like a fucking dumbass. It's whatever. So yeah, Calboy, another like rising new artist from Chicago. And by the way, I don't know how new this album is. I'm pretty sure it came out this year. I don't know like how long ago, but oh well. But yeah, like I said, he's a new rising a new rising rapper from Chicago. And you know, I feel like whenever like somebody says that, you know, like there's a new rapper from the Chicago like area, like a lot of people just like start like already, you know, liking the artist, because I think we can all agree that, you know, some of the best artists, you know, like producers and singers and rappers, you know, whatever you want to call them, you know, like some of the best artists that have to ever come out in the music industry are mostly from Chicago. You know, like when you think of Chicago artists, you know, like like the first few people to like pop in your mind is probably someone like Kanye West. You know, I have him on my wall right now. Like, you know, fuck yeah. Like I love the fuck out of Kanye, even though he says some dumb shit all the fucking time. It's like, you know, if I feel like Kanye is a really iconic artist from Chicago, it's just an iconic like celebrity in general. Like, even if you don't like Kanye, like that dude like is somebody you will always fucking know, no matter what your beliefs are in him. So yeah, when it comes to Chicago artists, you might think of someone like Kanye, like Chance the Rapper. I personally think about Vic Mensa. You know, I don't know how like popular he is, but like I definitely think about Vic Mensa. Let's see who else. I know people definitely think about Chief Keef, which I guess it's cool. I personally don't like Chief Keef. I think he's a god awful like rapper in my opinion. Like, I want to say he's awful, like I just find him kind of like obnoxious. Like I don't really fuck with Chief Keef that much, but you know, I've heard from a lot of people that he's honestly like a pretty decent rapper. So you know, he's a really big advocate when it comes to Chicago rappers. But Calboy, I feel like is something a little bit different, a little bit different. You know, like what I mean by a little bit different is that Calboy is definitely taking a like a different direction to the whole like Chicago like rap sound, if that makes sense. You know, first of all, like I think he's like in a different like area in Chicago than Chance the Rapper and Chief Keef. So, you know, like I think like he's definitely going to like, you know, be and pretty much be like an advocate, or like a like, you know, just a symbol, or like an example when to people who say like oh, like Chance the Rapper and like Chief Keef are like the only like, you know, like good like rappers in Chicago, and I like in that area at least. Like, I feel like people will start talking about Calboy a lot more, because it's just how different he is. You know what I mean? Like first of all, like his story like to fame is kind of like pretty inspiring and pretty impressive. You know, this man went from having a very like great like single on SoundCloud, you know, go from SoundCloud to like the top charts in the Billboard. You know, I think that song is called Envy Me. And like like I've only heard snippets of that song, but like from what I've been hearing, he like it honestly is pretty impressive. Like it's pretty catchy. It's pretty like once again impressive. I think like it was like a really like good song to start off your career with. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, it's pretty inspiring that he had that one like hit single go from SoundCloud to the charts up at Billboard. So it's like he definitely was recognized really really fucking quick. And now he dropped his official like first album. I don't know if it's his first mixtape or like his first like studio album, but it's his official first album. Called Wildboy. And he pretty much like we pretty much see like what to expect from Calboy pretty much, because that one song, yeah, it was a catchy song, but it's like I feel like a lot of people were like thinking, okay, well, what are we to expect from this dude if he were to like drop like a full project? And I think he pretty much showed us everything we need to hear from like what to expect from him. First of all, how to describe Calboy? I think I agree with a lot of people when they say that Calboy is kind of like a mix of Juice World and Lil Durk pretty much. And the reason why like I say that is because he is a sad boy rapper. I think he would be considered a sad boy rapper. Just like Juice WRLD. Talking about some really like hard breakups. Talking about like some hardships he went through in his life. Talking about how he's like how he how he's pretty much trying to adjust to fame and like I guess thinking that he would have been a lot more happy now that he has fame, but for some reason he still feels kind of sad. So like that kind of like sad boy stuff that Juice WRLD is really like famous for doing. So, and the reason why we also compare him to Little Durk is because he does have some pretty like clever lyricism. You know what I mean? First of all, like I'm not trying to say the Little Durk is like a kind of like decent like a lyricist, because I've only heard him once and like from what I've been hearing he's pretty impressive, but it could be better. But I think Calboy is like really impressive with his wordplay, with his lyricism, because because he has some clever punchlines and some clever metaphors. He knows how to like word his words right. And he pretty much can be really impressive when he at least tries to rap, and when at least shows that hey, I can also do this. I don't just have like this specific like sad boy voice pretty much. So yeah, he can be compared to Juice WRLD and Lil Durk. But let's see. This album is, I think it could be a hit or miss for you guys, because like I don't think it's like a really like special project. Don't get me wrong, it's a pretty enjoyable album. Like I think there are maybe like 2 tracks that I could go without, because I feel like like kind of unnecessary. But like for the most part, the album was pretty enjoyable, and like it got me like kind of excited for what he's gonna do next. Hoping that he like improves a little bit, and he like pretty much changes and like switches up his flow a little bit, because I feel like this album shows that he does have like some potential, but if he were to like go like way beyond the box, and like step more outside of his comfort zone, and like do like some more like experimenting, then I think he will like definitely improve a lot, and will like make some pretty dope projects. But like I think what I like the most about Calboy, I'm not gonna say I'm like a big fan, but it's like I'm definitely like gonna check out anything else he does, because I feel like he's like up there, like he has a lot to work and improve on, but I feel like he can like like really be like one of the great like rappers of Chicago, like if he like really tries. You know what I mean? And Jesus Christ, there's a lot of shit going on in my neighborhood right now. I don't know if you guys fucking heard that, but I'm sorry. But anyways, well, what I like the most about Calboy is that he's really deep. He finds a way to get vulnerable, and that's like the most important thing in my opinion, because I feel like if you like open up and share your insecurities, share your story with people, then I feel like you'll become like a better relatable artist for your fan base, and just like anyone in general. So it's like I feel like that's always like a good what's it called? A good thing to do, pretty much become vulnerable. He is like a sort of gangster rapper, because I feel like any rapper from Chicago has definitely like witnessed like some violence, some sort of violence. You know what I mean? Like they definitely grew up in some sort of hood, and they like experienced some sort of like gang violence, pretty much. And like what I like about Calboy though is that he pretty much like steps aside from the whole seeing all this like killing and all this shit, like made me tough and all that shit, and he steps away from that attitude and pretty much shares the like actual trauma that you can like experience, and just all the trauma that you see from like growing up in a really like dangerous like place, like a city from Chicago. Okay. Like a city from Chicago, and I feel like he really like shows like how that trauma can like follow you, and like can really like fuck with like how you are with like how you interact with society, and like maybe you might not trust somebody, maybe you might not like be able to be at a certain place because it reminds you of some fucked up shit that happened. So it's like pretty much like all the trauma you can experience, and that's what I like about him. He shares some really deep ass stories, seeing people getting killed, like seeing like family members die, seeing like his mama cry because like they're in this like rough situation, they don't know what to do about it. And so I think he has a really good flow. He has some pretty decent vocals, but most of all he does have potential, and like he definitely has some room to improve. But regardless of all that, I'm pretty excited for what he is going to do, for what he's going to do next, and hopefully he sticks to rapping, because I'm pretty sure that he can be considered a really great Chicago rapper if he really tried. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I had to say. I think my favorite track on the album is probably Ghetto America. It's with Yo Gotti and somebody else. I for the most part cannot stand Yo Gotti, but I think he sounded pretty decent in this one, in this song. And Ghetto America is just like a whole big like I wouldn't say like political stance, but it's like like pretty much like a whole like different perspective of what it's like to live in America when when you're from the hood, when you're ghetto, and like how it's not all fun and games, and like being like a menace to society, like it's like a real and like hard truth about growing up in a ghetto in America, and how it fucks with you pretty much. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what I had to say about this album. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed my review. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram down below. As always, what else should I review next? Let me know in the comment section down below. Go ahead and follow Calboy on Instagram down below. Go show him some love. If you want to keep up with whatever it is he's going to be doing like in the future. And with that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell down below so you never miss any upload from me whatsoever. And don't forget to stay happy.
I'm from the trenches where it's you and me.